Get excited. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 169 of the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and how familiar are you with success, with victory? And I'm not meaning from a physical point of view in life, if you made it, if you have money, if you have the career of your dreams. We're not talking about that. How familiar are you with the sentiment of winning? And what if I told you that there is a super easy trick that you can start implementing after this video that will make you be familiar with it without listing all the things we said before? Well, before we start, as usual, if you end up liking this episode and overall liking the Shower Podcast, leaving a like and a subscribe really help. They are just one click, but they really make the difference. Thank you very much. So, what is this trick? Before we get to it, I would like to explain to you why it came to my mind. So, recently, this last week, I've had the fortune of finding a game that I like again. And when I say I live and breathe it. You know, I think about it, I look for stuff about it, and, just for your information, I would also recommend it to you if you are into gaming. And this game is Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. I know it made the headlines. I'm not the first person. If you're into gaming, you know about it. But just in case, if you're in doubt, I really recommend it. But this is not the topic of today. The reason why I mention it is that it reminded me how good it feels to get excited, to get happy when you have a small victory. And this can be doing a mission, beating something hard, especially the second part. Because without me knowing it, at some point I had switched the difficulty of the game from medium, which I had it set for when I started, to expert. And I did not realize immediately, even because, again, the game was pretty hard from the start. So, I started getting into it. And at some point, I had several failures, like one after the other, back to back to back. And given, again, that I am that kind of person that doesn't back down and wants to win it, every time, even though the frustration was growing, when I made it, I started cheering. And, that's really what I did. Even if I was on my chair, I was cheering, like I vividly, just shouting, showing happiness. And this is the trick. This is something that if you see in athletes or in general, people that like to succeed, people that challenge themselves, you will see that there is a strict correlation also with the way that they celebrate. And it's not a coincidence. There is a really good reason why you do that. And it's not because, you want to pump yourself up, you want to necessarily show something to somebody. Again, I was alone in my room, and most of these people, when they do it, for athletes, maybe again, there is a public, but also in the practice, when they are alone, they still do it. And it's because you want to make that connection between the success that you have experienced with the celebration of your body. And the beautiful part is that this correlation can be, extreme as, I'm talking about athletes, and recently there was one of the best finals in tennis. So we had the Roland Garros, a fantastic final where, after you win, you start celebrating. But every point, both of them, and this is something that is very, very, very present in tennis. And again, it's not a mystery that this happens in that sport because you are alone, you are yourself. So you want to give yourself all the chances you have to pump yourself up and put yourself in a position of strength, not only physically, but mentally. So the trick and the recommendation that I have for you is super simple, but don't be fooled. It's not that easy as it looks, because again, you have to give in, you have to let go, and that it's not something that it's easy, because again, maybe when you're alone, good, fantastic, you might be able to do it, because again, you're alone. But also being able to do it in public in moments in which you might be thinking that you're doing too much, but it's exactly what you should be doing. Because again, chasing for these moments, chasing for that feeling, it's something that we should all be looking forward to. Because again, is it just that good? It's successful, it works. It's a formula that shouldn't be skipped upon because it just works. So Next time you have the opportunity, get excited. Get out there, shout, scream, jump, whatever it be. But get excited and don't try to contain your emotions because, oh my God, what others are going to feel or think about it. Shouldn't care. You just did something great. You did something that you cared about. Celebrate it. Get excited. So yeah, that was all for today. Very short, very to the point, but I believe that it's a good pill to have. And if you're not using it, it's definitely a weapon that you want to have in your arsenal because yeah, it works. Having said that, again, thank you very much. And let me know in the comments if you're the kind of person that cheers and, gets excited, or if you think that it's better to, stay in your own place. I don't believe so, but always open for discussion. Thank you very much again for listening. Leaving a like and a subscribe, as always, I really appreciate it if you ended up liking this episode. And until the next one, as usual, stay consistent, stay resilient, and see you tomorrow.